series which was released on ESPN called The Last Dance. And it's a 10-part series actually about the final season of his career and the end of his Chicago Bulls dynasty. And the first two episodes, every 2 episodes every week till May 17th. So be sure to check that out because I know I will be. The Bills did make one signing actually this week, leading up to the draft. They signed offensive lineman Evan Bowen. Not many details on this thing, but his contract. But he's only 26 years old and was a 4th-round draft pick. Yes. Was a 4th-round draft pick. In 2016, he was a 4th-round draft pick in 2016, and previously played for the Cardinals, the Colts, and the Dolphins. Bean really likes guys who can shift on the line, like play multiple positions. So it makes it easier to bring these guys in. So when the guy goes down, he can rotate them over and doesn't take up as many spots on the roster. So it's great to see him, like a guy that he likes, and get behind the system. He recently said like that on One Bills Live, which was a great interview. I highly recommend go give that a listen on their podcast network. He also has been on Pardon My Take in the last week, which was a cool and fun interview because I love listening to that podcast. It's a great one. It's one of the reasons I want to start podcasting, so be sure to go check out that podcast, guys. They discussed in that interview draft, his draft room, how like his philosophy is for the draft, how he's actually not going to trade up to the first round, he's already said, but he has like a list of like 20 guys he knows are going to go, but then after that there's like a list of another 20 guys that could fall to them, so it's going to be really monitoring to see who comes along to them. The draft room is kind of cool to see, like it's going to be drafted from home. So he discussed a little bit how it's going to be. He has a bunch of different computers and phones ready, so he can make calls. He'll have different people on the line, like McDermott, the Pagulas, obviously other teams, his scouts, and Roger Goodell. So then he can get ready to go for the draft and can have contact with everyone. John Murphy also wrote a cool blog on the BuffaloBills.com, his 6 observations from the off season. I kind of just wanted to look over it with you guys and see what your guys' thoughts were. So breaking it down, it was just kind of different because like there's not much to write about, but he actually found quite a bit to write about. The 6 points, obviously a surplus of generosity is his first one. Discussing, like I said last week, all the different donations that have happened with the Bills organization. Being McDermott just donated a lot of money this week, so it's great to see everyone doing their part to help out Western New York. Number 2, free agency without a hitch. Despite the coronavirus, the Bills were able to be very effective in free agency. Even though they can't bring people into Buffalo to obviously show them the facilities and everything they have to offer, they still made some great moves and acquired positions that they needed, and so it was great to see that nothing could change with that. Technology rules, it was another one, just saying like how great technology is to help football offseason continue to go on. From Vegas to Goodell's basement, obviously that tells how the draft was supposed to be a nice fancy thing in Las Vegas, but now it's kind of shifted gears into more of a virtual draft, which is another great thing about technology, and it's going to be broadcasted from Goodell's basement. And the Bills are ready for the draft, number 5. Leading up to it, obviously they've had multiple interviews, and it's great to hear from Bean, and he seems ready and very confident in who he is ready to pick on his draft board and what his team, what scouts have put together. And the last one, Obviously, virtual workouts have started. Matt Barkley was on their podcast and talked about it, but how it's gonna be virtual workouts, videos and stuff. So that started on Monday, and not too much coverage on that, but hopefully it goes well. Hopefully, we can hear from some of the players coming up. Now that we've covered this week's news, let's jump into this week's big star of the show, and that's the full NFL draft preview. So tomorrow is the big day, round 1 of the NFL draft, and while the Bills don't have a pick in the first round, I'm so excited to see what will happen, what moves will be made, what teams will get who. Like, obviously there's some great talent coming out of the draft this year. Joe Burrow, you got Tua, who's a lot of questions in the air. Everyone's saying Miami's going to take a quarterback. Well, they have so many picks. Who are they going to take? Tua, Herbert. There's so many options, and there's a good draft to watch this year. Obviously, I didn't watch tons of college football this year, but the games I did watch, I watched LSU a little bit, watched Georgia, saw some bigger schools. I'm going to try to watch college football a lot more this year, just so I'm prepared for the draft and know who's coming out of it. But I love watching Joe Burrow and his story, and I'm excited to see what the future has in store for him. But before we jump more into the players and everything, let's break down each of the teams' draft picks and who has what. So I'm just going to summarize. I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down of the draft picks and see what is happening here. So, start at the top, we got Arizona Cardinals at 8, and then they have about 6 picks, so nothing crazy there. Atlanta picks at 16 and 47, nothing crazy there, they got a couple picks. Baltimore actually has quite a few picks for how far they went last year and how good they were. They have the 28th and the 55th pick, and the 60th pick. And then they have quite a few in the later rounds, so it'll be interesting to see if they trade up to maybe get a more key piece for their offense, since they're a pretty well-rounded team. Obviously, we got the Bills with their picks. The Panthers pick at 7, 38, 69 for the top picks, with quite a few picks for them. Bears at 43, so no first-round picks for the Bears. Bengals at 1, 33, 65, so standard draft for the Bengals. But obviously with the number 1 pick. The Cleveland Browns are picking at 10 and 41. But it'll be interesting to see if they could move up. If they deal Odell, they could get a lot in return for him. So be on the lookout for that on draft day. The Cowboys have 17, 51, 82 standard draft. Broncos actually have a ton of picks. 15, 46, 77. They have like 7 more picks after that, so quite a few picks for the Broncos. The Lions pick at 335, standard draft for them. The Packers actually have a surprisingly good amount of draft picks late in the draft. Actually, a pick from Buffalo, which is from Cleveland, at 236. Houston, not too many. Colts with a standard amount, not in the first round though. Jacksonville with a good amount, 9, 20, 42. Kansas City with 5 draft picks, so not too many for Kansas City. Vegas at 12, Chargers at 6. Everyone says they're going to take a quarterback probably. We'll see. Rams don't pick till 52. Dolphins have a ton of picks, oh my goodness. 5, 18, 26, 39, 56. And they have 70, 141, 153, and so on. I think they have the most in the draft. I think they have 13 draft picks. So a crazy amount of draft picks for the Dolphins. And so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it and how much they can restructure their team. So that's definitely one thing I'm going to be watching out for on draft day. Vikings have a lot of picks, and obviously they have the Bills' 22nd pick. They got Stephon Diggs. Patriots at 23, 87, 98. But don't forget, wow, they refer to themselves. I can't write this in my script, but the Bucks get Gronkowski. So that's something to be watching out for, because now the Patriots can make some moves, see what they do if they trade up their quarterback. Don't know with that, but Yeah, Gronkowski is going to the Bucks. Saints with 9 picks, Giants at 4, Jets pick at 11. Apparently wide receiver or O-line is the pick that everyone's thinking for them. Eagles, Steelers, 49ers, Seahawks and the Bucks are at 14, Tennessee at 29, and the Redskins at 2. So that's kind of the pick summary going on there, guys. Let's see here. Now let's jump into the mock draft I liked actually by Ryan Lewis of CBS. This was it was a 3-round draft. I just kind of wanted to go through and go through it quickly with you guys, but yeah. So pick 1, Joe Burrow off the board. Easy. Second pick, Chase Young, probably the best player in the draft, but I got Joe Burrow, so. But yeah, everyone says Chase Young, dominant edge rusher, unbelievable. Number 1 pick in the draft, but obviously got Joe Burrow, that is a franchise quarterback. Jeff Okudah, cornerback for the Lions, goes there. Jedrick Wills Jr., lineman, Alabama to the Giants. Tua to Miami. Isaiah Simmons, a linebacker to the Chargers. That's where I'm skeptical because I could see them taking a quarterback because Herbert's on the board. Skipping down. Where does Herbert actually go in this mock draft? I know he dropped down pretty far. Josh Jones to the Bucks, O-lineman. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, so in this, they have Justin Herbert dropping down to pick 20, actually, to the Jaguars. That would be very interesting to see if he could actually drop that far. I don't know if I could see that happening, dropping that far. So they had the Raiders in front of them. Raiders, Jags, yeah, so I could see them going earlier. And then, this is what I want to say, with the 22nd pick, the Vikings actually take Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, with our pick. And then at pick 54, they have the Bills taking J.K. Dobbins, a running back from Ohio State, which I haven't really heard much about him, but that'd be kind of interesting to see if that actually could happen for us, so stay on the lookout for that. And just things to prepare. Maybe I'll throw another mock draft right before the first round starts. From Wolverine, might do that just on social media. Give your thoughts, guys. See what you think. Now let's look at some previous teams' draft picks and just see where the guys are now. I was just gonna start in 2010 and kind of just work my way up, going through the first round of who's selected, maybe like the top couple picks, and see if they're still in the league and how they are doing. So looking back at 2010, the first overall pick was Sam Bradford, and then number 2 was Ndamukong Suh. And in that draft, the Bills took C.J. Spiller at number 9, but obviously C.J. is no longer with the team or in the league. Moving on to 2011. Going at number 1 was Cam Newton, who's still a free agent, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets moved on draft day. If the team will pick him up. And then number 2, Von Miller. Then number 3, the Bills selected Marcel Darius. 2012 draft. Let's see here. We got Andrew Luck at number 1. Goodbye, Andrew Luck. Retired. RG3 at number 2. And then we got, let's see what was actually picked. Did they not? Well, I think the Bills had a first round this year. Yeah, 2012. 2013. First overall was Eric Fisher, offensive tackle for Kansas City. And that's the year the Buffalo Bills selected E.J. Manuel at 16. Yikes. Tough. I guess you live and you learn. Moving on to the 2014 draft. Jardavius Clowney, number 1 to the Texans. Moving on to 2015, we have Jameis Winston going number 1 to the Bucks, another free agent from the previous year, first overall, so be interesting if he went somewhere as a backup or maybe potentially starter. Marcus Mariota, Amari Cooper to the Raiders actually that year. Todd Gurley to the Rams at 10 that year. Yeah. Then moving on to 2016 draft. We have Jared Goff at number 1, Carson Wentz at 2, Joey Bosa 3, Ezekiel Elliott, Ramsey 5. The Bills took Shaq Lawson. Goodbye, Shaq. 2017, 18, you know, obviously those guys coming through there. So tomorrow is finally the big day, the draft day. I'll do some coverage on our social media and throughout the thoughts throughout the day, tweeting and Instagram stories and stuff. Then after day 2, we'll actually after the Bills finally get picked, I'll do a podcast with my reactions on the picks and just the first couple rounds of the draft, kind of summarizing those. And then another podcast after the whole draft is over. And also another thing before we move on to segments, what I want to mention is the new jerseys that are actually out, which are awesome. I've liked a bunch of teams have come out with new jerseys. Obviously we got the Buccaneers, so I was hoping to go back to the orange and red, the throwbacks with the white helmets. Really like those, but the new ones are alright. Colts really didn't have much change at a secondary logo. Just kind of cleaned them up, but not too much happening there. Atlantis is taking a lot of heat, but I really like those jerseys and how modern they are and just how different they are compared to other teams. More of a modern look. The Browns, not a huge fan of the throwbacks. They don't really look that much different to me. Obviously, they're the throwback ones. I can tell the difference, but not really much of a change. Chargers came out with some new ones. Love the powder blue jerseys and love the dark blue jerseys. Big fan of those, and obviously the Patriots came out with those 91s, which were their old color rush. And I'm not a huge fan. Obviously it's the Pats, so who cares? And then, so what are you guys' thoughts on the Bills jerseys? Obviously, I'm a huge fan. I love their throwback jerseys when they wear those. The color rush are awesome. The blue and the white go great together. The only thing I'd love to see it changing maybe is if they could possibly change it at a white face mask, but hey, I love those ones. So moving into our segment for this week, obviously high and wide hot takes. And this isn't really like a crazy tweet or anything, but it's an article I saw written by The Athletic about discussing the inside the PSC and all the issues that are happening there. So obviously the Pagulas are under fire from their organization. Tim Graham reported and investigated an incredible piece for The Athletic on Monday detailing a series of missteps, questionable decisions, and culture concerns outlining the Pagula portfolio. As a Buffalo Bills website, the concern for the Bills began after the January playoff run when the Pagulas held a teleconference with a large portion of the organization, laying out their goals for the future. A document obtained by The Athletic showed 3 areas of focus: win a championship, sustainability, and return on investment. People were walking out of those meetings like they'd been punching the gut. A Bills management source said to The Athletic, "We just made the playoffs in the NFL where it's impossible to lose money, and we're firing on all sides. Now we have to pinch pennies." So all the issues there, when they start digging into the Sabres and how that culture, they don't want it to affect the Bills. So a lot of the issues, and they're starting to lay off employees, so that's why a lot of people are starting to come forward. So obviously I'm very excited to cover this year's draft, guys. I'll bring podcasts and stuff after this, so stay on the lookout for that, for obviously social media coverage and everything. Once again, be sure to check out Teespring and buy some merch to support us, and use code BD Podcast, all capitals BD Podcast, for 10% off, and all the proceeds go back right into funding this and helping us improve our website and podcast and everything. Be sure to follow all our social medias too at Buffalo Daily 716 on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and updates. Follow us and tune in all week for lots of draft coverage, and show us some support down below by subscribing and sharing with friends, as we always appreciate your guys' support. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of our draft preview show, and once again, go Buffalo.